Hello there and welcome. I hope you are well, and I just want to say thank you so much for joining me for this session. This is indeed Kate in the nest, and it's a significant nest time because I have to announce that I have just been in the pool for the first time this season. So that means in Australia it's really turning and it's daytime mid-afternoon, and to keep myself cool I went and jumped in so that now I feel very, very lovely and relaxed. We're going to pick up on my vintage. Well, was this a vintage? I don't know what I called it. A thrift, an upcycled thrift. So I want to share where I'm up to, and we're going to have some happy stitching time. I want to say welcome if you're new, and thank you if you I don't want to say the word old. If you've been with me for a while, I'm just thrilled beyond that I get to share my work and that you're watching and saying lovely things, and we've started our little group, which is going well. Okay, so just a quick recap. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I started off with the tea towel. This is our small estate. I better be careful, otherwise I'll catch myself out. And I have, this is one that I have, well, I love all my projects. I can't say that. I was just going to say I've really fallen in love with it, but that's me and that's us stitchy people, isn't it? We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't love it. But I keep thinking about this little idea of a label, and for some reason I want to use December, I suppose because that's symbolizing summer. We've still got a few days to go, but I've been looking at people who have, I saw a lady on, was it Instagram or Facebook this week, and she has been decorating her denim jacket, she said, for 20 years, and she has labels all over it. So it looked an incredible fashion item. I'm not that patient, and certainly that's not the idea here, but I did think of labels and how many we have around. So we'll put December there. So it could be quite quirky. The dates will be wrong, or it could go on this very plain inside. Now remember, this was thrifted, not expensive, I don't think, ever, but let's just tuck that in there. So what have I done? I've put all the bits and pieces together that were all hanging and dangly off when I left you last time, and I really enjoyed stitching them quite naively. But we're going to come back and do over that. But the biggest thing is I've long been promising you that I would start beading, and indeed I have started beading. I'm going to bead this leaf, and I've started to put, can you see this? Just check those little pink clusters there and a little bit of green. Now I have to probably say that I don't think I can ever show you my beading. Honestly, I am so slow. It's like 5 minutes to get the needle threaded, and then like my fingers, I've got klutzy fingers, you know that, which used to play the piano really well, but that's another story. But at the moment I love the effect and the impact, but I'm going to do that off camera and show you when we're done. But the idea, I hope you get the, I've left that there. Oh, if it's come, see, I left it threaded so that I wouldn't have to go through that laborious. Anyway, it's finished. So that's, I'm having fun with that. And then I've started to, I want to have as much you know, texture and contrast, and think of the tea towel. I've got the bird there to do, And now instead of raving on, I'm just going to start. It's not the easiest thing to stitch now that it's all closed up, but it is so much fun under my fingers. So I'm just going to persist with that. So here's my 4-ply wool, deliberately. Here's the battle with the magnetic closure. I hope I've got enough on there to go around. And literally, this is the easiest thread painting I've ever done, because the linen is just so gorgeous, and it just tells you, it's almost like I was thinking it was like a paint by numbers. So this one's going to go a bit fluoro, which is on the front, and we can be very dramatic. So just one little stitch at the moment, and then we'll see what it needs. So I am thinking about the changing of the seasons, and I know I'm talking about that a lot, but do you remember when it turned spring, and that, oh sorry, spring or autumn, and that only seemed like a matter of weeks ago, and now we're into the next season. So just if you hear a yelp, it'll be the magnetic closure squishing me, but it's not. Okay, so see how that's bringing a little bit of unexpected color, but it does lift. I'm trying to save my yarn as well, so that's why I'm a bit fumbly, going across on the bottom and then up and staying up. So I hope you've got your stitching out, or for those of you who aren't stitching, that you're comfy and cozy, because I really don't know where we're going, but as I said, I just feel exactly now in the mood to have a stitch along. Now I've forgotten about saving the yarn because I'm nearly round and it's much easier. But do know that I do try. So I've learned a lot about tea towels as a result of your feedback and comments. So I thank you for that. It's amazing, you know, what we all know and we can piece together about history. Now I just come up here. I'll just do an extra, seeing I've got thread there, then finish it off. I have to say I've made some significant steps with my nest today. There we are. Can you see that flower? Okay, let's continue in the garden and see what else we can do. Yeah, so I actually have over here, you can't see it, but I have all my favorite things stacked up. I've used some different containers, and it's been both fun and satisfying. So I'm thinking, see, this is like a bottle brush over here with lots of colors, and I've got that choice there, or this one, or are they actually the same? I sort of want to tone down the reds a little bit. So look, nothing ventured, nothing gained. This one is already open. Oh, there's a little squiggle. And we'll see how we go. So here's the one that we could do on this side, because this side feels sort of easier to why? Oh, because it's got the gathers probably, or not the gathers, who knows. Okay, let's see. So that was really naive stitching, which will not stay. Let's do a flare and say, let's start in the center and go up. Now a lovely lady has just commented on my video. It's a lovely compliment, but did ask why I don't knot. I don't knot because I'm naughty. And because these things, well, this could have a lot of wear, but because loose ends are sort of something that I actually love joining to the texture. Sometimes I do, like when I was beading, I did. And the best thing about having a little fun Facebook group is that we've already seen the joy of sharing thrifted photos. And I know I've spoken about this before, you know, that buzz that you get. You go, I wish I could show someone. And some of you have said, oh, I wish, Kate, I can show you. So I have to give credit to the lovely Terry, whose idea it was for me to start this group. And already this week we've had 2 sewing baskets that have been added to the collection, and I got some happy mail today of some appliqued placemats. So it's just fun to do a quick photo rather than waiting for a whole video, and I get to hear back from you. So thank you so much for that idea, Terry, and for those who are joining in the fun. And you're from all over the world, which is even more wonderful. You have Australians, New Zealanders, the States, the UK, Wales, I hope I don't forget anyone. Oh, Italy, very special. There we go. So there we are. I'm happy with that. It's sort of toned down the red, covered over my rough stitching and adding texture. Yep, what's that bit there? There are even some ends that I don't like. Alright, so see, my fingers are starting to enjoy that little bit under there. Now blue, that's what I was thinking about. I want to do these birds, but I don't know if I've got any blue wool. I've got that. Oh, and I've got this. Let's do just, look, we'll do these little flowers down here near my pink beading. you get a little taste of the joy of that texture. I mean, my my admiration of people who bead now has just gone through the roof, because I haven't actually done any since the course that I did with the beautiful Bella at the Green Door. And not only did I have trouble with the threading, it took me a while to get into the groove, and then longer to do each bead. And I did think I could do some and then stop and show you, but really there are better things to do in the world, and just find, where's my, I need to get it sorted here. Yeah, watch a wonderful stitcher who can bead well. Okay, so let's see about the contrast of textures. I think I'm going to do where to start is the question. What do I want to do, Kate? I've gone blank. Let's do a chain. And look at all of that rubbish there. What's happened? I don't like that at all. So let's stop that. Oh, because I went through. I chopped that off just to get rid of that beigey bit because I want it blue. All right, start again. It's truly so lovely to stitch. Now this is interesting, and you know, I always think of these things as learning, because see, this blue under here is beautiful and bright, but I haven't got that brightness, so it's dulling these down. But here comes a bit of light. So next flower I do, I'll make sure that I cut a bit more of the bright deliberately, but it is a nice texture. So we've got wool beside beads. My son brought a few of his friends just for a pop-in today, and he wanted to show them his room, which was my old nest. And as they walked down, I could just tell that their eyes were thinking, where are we? Because, as you know, I had to move out of his room into this room, and in the meantime he's a photographer and collects vintage cameras and now books. So to say that they just kept saying, you've got a lot of stuff, which is true. So So that was a spur on because my other son is going to be coming home in a couple of weeks, so I have a deadline, because otherwise he's not staying long, but he won't have anywhere to sleep. Well, there are beds, but they are buried. Have you ever had that? And he's a bit more particular. He's not a collector. All right. So I like those. So I've got 1.5 flowers. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're flowers, okay. See, my brain's already going on to what I love this, because you can never get bored. I just turn it over and see other things to do. I wonder if we could do, what haven't we done? We've done some of those. I won't do the, I'm thinking about doing some of the bird, but I don't think so. Let's try out how to stitch these berries, because they're not circles and they probably need more than French knots. So you experienced stitches would be just going, right now you'd be going, this is what I would be doing, and I just wish I could hear you. See, these have got little bits of orange on them, but because this is variegated, I'm thinking, let's start down here. We've got a bobble here where I've got too much material, so let's just canther across that for the moment, gather it in, adds to the texture. That's where the gusset was. Bit of Fleur's carbon paper. Okay, I have no idea, so let's just see if we can satin stitch and see how it comes out. I'm using the black line as a colouring in spot. Of course, this little bit of thread has gone very light. Or maybe if I actually outline them afterwards. Yes, maybe. Because otherwise they look a bit clumpy. Yep. So let's go from this one up to here. There's so many of them. If this doesn't work, they'll just go into the experience rather than the eye going, oh, that doesn't match. I'm going quiet because it's yummy fun. Where we go now? Across there? Yeah, let's see if we, no, let's go up. was the snap, but my fingers weren't inside it. Oops. I love how, see, this one is coming out a whole lot more orangey. There's about to be a bit of fluoro as well. There we are, we've got 3. There was a long stitch up there, but the black will come around. Make that a bit loose. Let's make that all come up a bit more. Yep. Now, I'll go with a thread. It's going to be the green beading, a bit of pink in between. So we'll just finish this thread off. Clouds are gathering out there. Just see whether I can hear thunder. We don't usually get, let's not forecast rain. I really wanted to do one more stitch, so I'll hang that there to remember. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little raised berries, and I'll talk you through some other ideas. I'm thinking that this is where I'll do French knots all in the center, but I don't know what color yet. And the other thing I wanted to try was actually, so it's going to, not that we ever sit them up, but it does sit up like that. I'm going to do all of that. A little bit of writing there, a little bit of thread. What does Kate want to do? I want to just have some cantha, you know, and see the impact of that. And I sort of, let's try that in, it's sort of in this area where I won't fully will we just have a try? Because I'm really in the groove. I'm like one of those, I think they're called sloths, where if it gets hot, I just get slower. And that's why I don't really like the summer as much as I did when I was young. Used to be on the beach and outside all day. but now I'm in an area not close to the beach. Okay, here we go. Let's have, I think I've changed where I said I'd do it. I have doesn't matter. So I just want to add texture and interest. Actually, let's come up on this side where there's not as much blue. Yeah, we'll go across here. So a bit of a like a bonding stitch. Now I know I'm on the gusset now, but it's good sewing, good stitching. I mean, it just feels wonderful. Ironically, I was looking through my projects and I've got the pink fleur inspired piece that I want to cover all over, and I haven't progressed on that yet because I actually am very inspired to just do this and get that same impact of, but a wearable. As I said, it could be my Christmas Day little pouch or clutch. So we're into sort of a very fawny, oh, there we go. Has to be one uchiar at least every video. I'll just use this thread up. I'm not going to bead all the green, just because that will mean I won't finish it, but some of those fern trees, I have to be on the lookout for some blue thread now. I'm not going uppy, I think, this week, so I might have to wait. I've got just this little bit of thread, so let's seed stitch it a tiny bit, a few bits here and here. Then I've got that lovely bird to do as well. My husband has just come home. That's very cute. It means I've trained him and my son to come around and just check. But luckily for him, I'm just about finished and we can go and have a chat and a catch up after the day. Okay, so there we go. I hope you've enjoyed that little update on my What are we going to call this? Haven't named it yet, but it doesn't look like a tea towel anymore, does it? And let's not forget, we're going to have a label, at least, because that inside is pretty boring. Okay, so that's it. I won't keep talking on because I know I get carried away. Oh, see. Happy making and stitching, and until next time, please take care, stay well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.